Lovely Virgo, thank you for joining me. This is your reading leading up to what is this gorgeous new moon in Aries on the 11th. So we're doing a Celtic cross today, shortened Celtic cross. We'll go back through and clarify for you and pull a journey map, pull a fairy oracle card as well, just to see what's going on for lovely earth children. Let's see. So we look at the central position first, the basis, what's behind you, where you are right now, and moving forward. So let's see. Wow, so we get three coming out all at once. Oh, actually, I might just saw something. We'll just keep shuffling because they need a little bit more of a shuffle, I feel. A little bit more. See if we can get three to jump out for Virgo. For Virgo, lovely Virgos. Okay, let's have a wee look here. First card, Virgo, woohoo! And don't be alarmed. We get the Five of Wands, which is kind of like ascertaining one's boundaries. It's kind of like a play fight. But I mean, of course, we need to know our own boundaries, and also because of that, we respect others as well. Crossing the Five of Wands. The fives are about conflict, but it is largely more of an internal conflict. I always read them as usually, depending on what cards are around them. Crossing this is the central point, so the issue at hand, I guess. So crossing the five, we have the beautiful, wonderful, absolutely kind of mysterious Hierophant. I read the Hierophant as a form of guidance, as a download of spiritual information, if you like to look at it like that. When we meet up with the Hierophant, we know that we're ready for this new information. Let's see what the basis of this is for you. The basis is the Prince of Cups. There might be a sort of adolescent, we're talking about male qualities here, which women possess too. It's not a gender thing. So we see the Prince of Cups as the basis. It would appear to be, I do see it as, you lovely Virgos, as being a more mature character than maybe if this is a person in your life. Some people will always read the court cards as individuals that you're dealing with or people in your life. I look at it as either that or aspects of yourself, and it may well be aspects of yourself. But anyway, the Prince here is the basis of the situation, but I see you as a more mature character, so you may well be dealing with someone someone who is sort of representing these sort of adolescent emotional qualities, you could say. But let's just keep going. We will come back and clarify once we get some more cards out there we can see. So what is behind you, dear Virgos? So we see what's behind you. We have a victory card. We have the winning card. What's behind you is actually you seeing your success reflected on the faces of those cheering you on in some ways. This is a winning card. It is a card of actually reaping the benefits in terms of people recognizing you as a success, recognizing your value here. One would see maybe, yeah. Oh, what was I thinking? Keep going. Your value. This is what's just behind you. Look, I just did get that before this card came out anyway. I do get the feeling that there is a more immature person that you're dealing with in some kind of situation, and sort of adolescent spirit of sorts, with the Prince of Cups being the basis of this situation, circumstance, whatever it happens to be for you. Current position, we get the Five of Discs, which in the Thoth deck is called worry. And it's called worry because it is a card of a kind of feeling of being left out, a feeling of being left out in the cold. But I look at it often, it is the Five of Discs. It is something that we do to ourselves, and it can be a habit. I guess the thing is, to have expectations of someone that they simply cannot fulfill, and then being disappointed at the lack of something coming to you can sum this card up as well, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we'll get some more out of this as we go through. So we're looking at a kind of situation where you've either there's a sort of internal conflict. I do feel it is in regards to this individual, and I don't believe it's you. I feel that it is someone else who is quite immature emotionally. Let's just see, moving forward for beautiful Virgos at this time of, what a wonderful new moon it will be. Just one card for lovely Virgo, please, as we're moving forward, in the position of moving forward. Let's see. Let me get something to jump. Yeah. Look, what's behind you here, right? So this, you have had new information come through, or you've had a change. This is what I'm getting, a change of perspective of this particular individual, because the Hierophant has visited you, if you imagine it in an abstract sense, and given you a download of some new information, really. And that in itself may have created a level of conflict, a level of internal conflict. We see this, what's behind you is your, I do get it, that your expectations just have altered. Or just let me rewind. Your expectations, or what you expect from someone, has altered. That maybe, just maybe, this could be quite specific. These are really general readings, so they're not always going to resonate or not. I mean, one never knows. It's what the cards are speaking of. Your expectations of a particular person have altered. At one point, it was enough to think, yeah, like everything was kind of honky-dory here. I just think things have changed. Something's shifted. The cards that we got coming out moving forward, we got two cards. We get two cards. We have the Lovers card. So, yeah, I do think it's a relationship issue, even though or circumstance, situation, even though the Lovers is really about choice and it's about synthesis, it's about melding together of opposites. There may well have been a disagreement of sorts through here. The thing with the Prince, if he were to be, or she to be, an individual, is that she has a tendency to get lost in the reflection of his own cup. There could be a sort of clash of ego here, a clash of egos, and needs, maybe, lovely Virgo, your needs not fully been met, not in the way that you need them to be at this current time. Things of this nature change. So we have the Lovers, which is a beautiful card. I mean, it really is quite a beautiful card. And we get Truce. Truce is the Four of Swords, called Truce in the Thoth deck. It is a card of respite, of healing, of just taking a back seat for a while, of saying, okay, well, I just need to step back, breathe a little bit, have a wee bit of healing, some self-healing here. I think there's a lot of love here, is what I feel. There's a lot of love, but there's also a level of frustration as well. Because, oh God, because we're throwing cards around. When I say frustration, the Two of Discs popped out. Because you see potential. This is just what I'm getting here. You see what is potentially within your grasp. I mean, you really understand what is your domain. You see what could be for the future. And this keeps flopping around, this card flopping out of my hand, which I think is sort of trying to get away from me. You see that. And possibly it could be a little bit fixed, what you see. Well, no, I think it is the Gardening Man. Excuse me, lovely Virgos. We're just going to have to persevere. So there's been so many interruptions here today. So maybe it's a little bit too fixed, your expectation. Maybe we need to be a bit more fluid. But anyway, we're at a time moving forward, at a time of a bit of respite here. And there is a lot of love in this reading. There's a lot of love in this reading. Hang on a minute, beautiful Virgos. I'm just going to shut the door and the window. Bear with. Oh, no, keep going. Yeah, no, I didn't want to appear to be rude by shutting the door. Oh, God. Sorry, Virgo. Look, my editing skills are not up to scratch yet. Anyway, so forgive me. I totally understand if you just flicked it off then. Right. So look, we're looking at a relationship. I do believe there's a lot of love here. There's a hell of a lot of love within this. But there's a kind of weighing up the expectations of both parties. We seem to understand here that there's a lot of love, and we're just having a little time of respite. So as we look forward here, let's actually see that what was behind you, which is the Six of Wands, this wonderful card. Just to peel that layer back, the Six of Wands, please. Oh, the Six of Wands, it's such a beautiful card. It's a card of collaboration. You know, I actually got the Hierophant coming out yet again in the Morgan Greer deck. I think, look, this is kind of interesting because, so we get the three, did I say wands? The Three of Discs, building foundations, working with others, collaboration, and the Hierophant again. There could be something in here that you just want to start doing things in a different way. And I often get this. I mean, I think this theme has happened a few times over the last few months in terms of Virgoian readings. Let's just have a look at the Lovers as we head into this. So we've got the Lovers, it's really beautiful, and Truce, the Four of Swords, a time of respite, just a time of rest. For lovely Virgo. Yeah, because there's been a burden here. There's been either someone's been having to bear the brunt of something, whether it's more stress or doing all the work in a particular relationship. So we see the Ten of Wands, a card where we really get to the end of the suit. There's nowhere else to go. You've got to get rid of those wands. You've got to get rid of it. Drop them and start over. I don't mean drop someone and start over again. I mean get rid of the burden that you feel that you are carrying, because I do feel that in here. And I'll just get one more card for that position, where we see the Ten of Wands being cast aside so that things can lighten up a wee bit, you know. Just one card, please, for lovely Virgo. Yeah, and it is about love. You can't really make these up. All the cards just come out of their own accord. We have the Two of Cups. This is a choice. Do you want to carry a burden? Maybe. Do you want to carry the large amount of responsibility for keeping this relationship alive? It does feel like that, but it feels like there's a lot of love. It feels like there's a lot of hope. And it feels like there's a lot of potential for rebalancing here. These cups are full. It's mutual giving. It's mutual receiving. You know, it's one of the most harmonious cards. So it kind of sums up when I look at the table and we get what we get. When I look at the cards, it's sort of like a rejigging of the power dynamics. You know, we're negotiating this in particular within a relationship. I do feel that. Let's see, can we have we'll just get a journey map card for you, beautiful Virgo, and see what is in store here. So moving forward, it does look like it's just the really understanding what this burden has been for you, and a kind of mutual God, I just feel like I'm tongue-tied today. A mutual negotiation of sorts, of finding an easier way that works not just for one person but for two in this beautiful arrangement. Yeah, that's what it feels like. And it is a beautiful arrangement. I mean, look, it is the beginning of something new. And when we work through these conflicts, these conflicts, whether they be whether they be with one other person, one significant other person, we make fertile ground ready and open for these new things to come in. This is the whole thing about keeping a relationship invigorated and vital, isn't it? It's not to be fearful about allowing someone else a little bit more control, a little bit more responsibility. You know, it sort of takes two to tango, I guess. I mean, I don't mean to sound harsh, because it's not. It's a really lovely reading. But this card of imaging is about the potential for your imaginings and new ideas to take full form. We see an egg that's perfectly supported. It's got the right fertilizer, though. We're not going the fertilizer route, are we? We're going a really good, rich homemade compost. And then suddenly everything, is resurrected. This resurrection thing has been happening a lot for Virgo, I think. Excuse me, I don't know why. But we see this happening, and it's a mutual thing. It's really beautiful. And we all know that these things make these little friction episodes can actually create a much stronger, more resilient connection between two people. So I think that's pretty beautiful, actually. And Virgo, we'll just get a fairy oracle card from Brian Froud's Fairy Oracle. Just one card, and then we might get a little star card. Just writing on it. It's a beautiful reading, actually. Just one card, please. Pixies and fairies are being, oh yeah. That pretty much sums it up. So, dear Virgos, we're speaking of love. We certainly are. We get the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. Look at this electric light orchestra in motion. This is an orchestra that just needed to tweak its cello knobs, its bassoon needed a little bit of a tightening up. And here we go, this beautiful love orchestra back in balance. This is a card of being infused with life energy, with new growth, with all of those beautiful things. To me, it is a relationship resurrection of sorts. Really beautiful. You see the, life force moving up. It's Kundalini. It's the rising serpent. It's Chi. That's beautiful. Let's get a little star card for lovely Virgo. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. My God, this has been happening a lot. Could it get any better after that initial conflict? New information. We open that door of value here. And you've already opened it. By taking some risks. By really defining your boundaries. By expressing, because this is what I'm getting from all of this, by expressing exactly what you would like to see, how you would like to be in this particular relationship. And it's been met with a lot of love and a lot of care. And I do feel it. And it's like two people wanting this beautiful, oh God, it's really beautiful. This beautiful egg to hatch into something even more amazing. Oh man, it makes me feel like having a weep. But I won't. I'll hold it together for you, Virgo. Look, thank you so much for joining me, lovely people. Do tune into the Aries new moon on the 11th video. It might be interesting. Or do look at your other signs, especially if they're in Venus, the moon, your ascendant, rising sign, and Jupiter. Thanks, Virgo. See you next time. Okay. Cheery. Bye for now.